friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going through some Boxycharm makeup and giving some things a second chance. Some of the things that I'm going to be trying are things that I kind of got pushed to the back of the drawer, kind of forgot about, trying other products. They weren't top of mind. And then the other products are things that I just didn't gravitate to the first few times trying it, and I thought some of these products I would try today on camera for you guys. And this is actually my second go around, kind of third go around with this video today, because some of the products were so dang bad and aggravating. I had to stop the video, wipe off my face, and start over again. I'm falling out all over myself today. Let's try to fix some of this. I need to clean off all this fallout because it's making me insane. This is like a fail video. I think I'm just gonna wash off my face because they just weren't gelling with the other products I was trying, and it was too frustrating and I didn't have time to deal with it. So everything that I'm wearing on my face today are these Boxycharm items, and I'm going to be telling you how I feel about them a little more in depth. And you're going to get to see me try them on and get frustrated with them. So let's jump in. If you are new to my channel, hi new friend. I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week. And guys, we just hit a little over 8,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me. I know I'm a really, really small channel on this platform compared to people with millions or hundreds of thousands. My personal goal for this year was just to hit about 10,000 subscribers, and it's not for any other like bragatory reason other than the fact that when you hit 10,000 subscribers, you get to use the community tab that YouTube now offers, where I could reach out to you guys more to find out what are you wanting from me, what videos have you liked in the past, polls, cool things like that. I'm sure you've seen it online with some other YouTubers that are bigger than me, but that was kind of my goal for this year. So I'm getting really, really close. So thank you guys so much for sharing my videos and subscribing and interacting, because that really helps my metrics to grow to at least 10,000. So thank you so much. So the makeup I have on my face today is everything that I'm about to talk about, and some of it was so aggravating I had to restrain myself from wanting to just throw it directly in the trash can. The first thing I tried here was the Pure Sculptor contour here. I knew I already liked the highlighters, and I was like, let's try this one more time with contour. It was a huge fail, and it was a combination of a fail because of these are just too dark for my skin, and I used the chisel brush that we got from Boxycharm a while back that I never really gravitated to, but I thought I haven't reached for it in a while. I should try it again. Still don't like it. I think it's just a technique that is not what I gravitate to. I'm used to using just a small contouring brush to kind of contour the size of my face and kind of move on with my day. This took so much extra time because it's a different shape, it's a different strategy with makeup. I just don't like this. I wish I did, and I'm still kind of looking for a way to use it. I contoured my face and my nose today with these products. Well, the first time around I used these products. I didn't use it a second time because the first time I did this video I had to wash my face off. I was so aggravated. I then went in with a product that I knew I liked to give this brush a better chance, and I used my Tarte Chisel palette. It worked better, but it's because the pigment could actually like go with my skin, and it was a product that actually worked better for me. But I still don't gravitate to this style of brush. This just isn't my jam for contour. Do you guys have any other recommendations for this brush besides like contouring? Because for me, it just doesn't work. Honestly, I almost just depotted these right after the first go around of me trying to film this for you, but then I realized I didn't have a big enough Z palette to fit these two highlighters in without breaking them. So I'm just gonna try to get a Z palette as soon as I can, or something like it from Amazon, just to get rid of these from my collection because they just don't work for me. But the highlighters are good. The next thing I went into was a product that I really liked in the beginning of this year, but kind of fell off of my radar. This is the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette, and talking about it recently in my latest Boxycharm video, obviously that made me think of this. I kind of forgot how crazy pigmented this bronzer is. Yes, it's not as metallic as it looks in the pan or that it swatches, but it's still very pigmented. I go in with a really, really light hand when I use it. And the blush. I like the blush too. I just kind of go in and just apply it to the apples of my cheeks and kind of work my way back. I like it. It's not my favorite blush, because I've been using blushes more this year. If you're newer to my channel, you may not know blushes are not really my jam, so I haven't really gravitated to them a ton. But now that I've been trying more this year to be more aware of what is a good blush and what is not, this one is still okay, but it's definitely not my favorite that I have in my collection. And I really liked this in the beginning of this year, so that kind of tells you. I'm glad I'm doing a second chance with this. I'm going to be more mindful to try to gravitate to it a bit more. Although if I do have another declutter in the near future, which you guys know I try to do declutters throughout the year, not just for the sake of decluttering, but because I do accumulate a lot of makeup with Boxycharm, shopping, the drugstore, you know, things like that. This is not my favorite bronzer right now, nor is it my favorite blush, and this has never really been my favorite highlighter. So stay tuned. There may be a declutter in my future, which is kind of interesting because I really liked this in the beginning of the year, but I mostly used this bronzer, as some of you may or may not know, to warm up the body. It was winter time and I was like struggling to even have a little bit of color, so this is what I used for just like a little self bronzer. But I don't know if this is going to stay in my collection much longer. Do you guys still have this, and do you still like it? Brows are rough today, and I kind of, again, this is like my third go around with this video. The first time I tried to just use the Brow Gal, and I was really struggling with it because I don't generally just go to the powders anymore with a brush. I just don't. I really prefer a pencil. And so what I did the next time around after I washed off my face was went back in with this and this. This is the Nichole Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. And a lot of you told me when I said I was really enjoying this that it kind of dries out and you've had it before. I think I'm starting to experience that. So I was trying to marry these two products today, and this is not my best brow game by any means, and I'm not the best at eyebrows. I've always had pretty healthy, thick eyebrows. So as I'm getting older and they're getting patchier, I'm trying to get better with them. But pencils are really more my jam, where I can make it all look pretty good put together. These two did okay, but since I don't reach for it a ton, I could see why I was kind of struggling since it's not my medium I usually go to. I'm curious if this is going to last much longer because this was already starting to dry out and it was much more complicated to work with than it was when I first got it. So then I went in with a palette that I almost threw across the room because it was so frustrating, and I kept trying really hard to make it work. And this is like my third time doing this video today, and some products just didn't work for me. And right now, the Boxycharm Pure palette, I have been holding on to this since spring trying to make this baby work, and I feel like this is like the really bad knockoff version of what we got from the Soiree Diaries palette. That palette from Pure was amazing, and then when we got this I was so excited, but it was super duper patchy. It wouldn't blend. I'm gonna come over here into ATL, which we may need to use a setting spray or a finger to make this work better. I don't know yet. Ooh! Fallout. I hardly touched it. I hardly touched the brush to my eye and fallout. I'm gonna stamp instead of stroke. Ugh, I do not like this. I think this is a shade I had issues with before. I can't even get any color up here. This is a wet brush. Now I'm like driving it into my eye. Okay, finger time. Oh gosh, there's a lot of like loose particles on my finger. It doesn't like want to be, it doesn't want to work. I'm still getting a lot of fallout, a lot of fallout. Ugh, looks like I have a black eye right now. I tried to go over here into Duet, this brown shade, to kind of put on the outer crease here. This over here is just also really patchy, really smudgy, not blending well, and the fallout is like crazy. This was disappointing when we got it. It's disappointing me now. Tons of fallout. There's so many things about this palette and so many different colors I couldn't make work. I tried various colors. I tried Perfect. I tried Naked. ATL was not having it no matter what I did with a wet brush, a finger, a dry brush, blending, packing, none of it was working. Duet wasn't working and it got all over my face. The fallout was insane. I had to put powder on. I had to keep trying different techniques to make this palette work, and it just became too cumbersome. It was just too much, and I'm like, if this is how I feel and I work from home, what's it gonna be like for anybody that's trying to play with this sucker first thing in the morning before work? You don't have time to redo your makeup 3 times. You just don't. This was the biggest part of my struggle. I went in with Charmer on my lid, and that was like the only thing that was working out kind of well with my finger. Everything else was just falling apart, patchy, too much kickback. It was just a lot of work that I got really frustrated with. I think this may be am I decluttering anything this video? I don't know. Do you guys still like this? Do you use this? I know a lot of you were mad about it and decluttered it pretty much right away after you tried it the first go round, but tell me your thoughts on this still, because I'm thinking this is going to be in a declutter video. So honestly, that was the palette that made me wash off my whole face. It was all over. I tried to go in with my Winky Lux, and the second time I did this, and the eye look I'm wearing today is predominantly my Winky Lux. I must use the shade Romeo Cheshire Cat Eye. With this palette, I did have a few issues with some fallout, specifically with the shade Romeo. But this is a palette you build. You don't just pack it on and then you're like, boom, it's immediately there. You kind of need to take your time and build it. And then to kind of marry with this, because I wanted to try one other palette, I went in with the Crown palette. So many of you guys had told me that if you did get it, not everybody did, that they really struggle with it or that it really stains your eyes. And I hadn't played around with it too much. So I used this in support of this palette. So all I did was take a fluffier brush, kind of take some of the more red shades to kind of like go into my crease here and then go under the eye. And it looks okay. Is it fantastic? No. But this is something that I'm trying to be more top of mind of to use this fall to see if I even like it, to want to keep it. Then I went in with my highlighter. I did the Naked Cosmetics palette, which again, not everybody got. And a lot of people were kind of back and forth about this, and I have totally forgotten about it. It totally fell off my radar. I used the pink shade on my face today and on my nose, and then I used two colors on my eyes. I used the yellowy shade and then more of this purple pink shade on my inner corner and then up under my brows. And I've always thought this did okay. It does pretty well. It's not really as pigmented as some of my other highlighters that I even get from the drugstore, but I like that it gives a little versatility and some color to the highlight, so I can always build it up as well. So I'm pretty pleased with how my face looks. I forgot how good it kind of looks on the top of the cheeks. I do like that. And in the inner corner. I again used the Superhero Mascara that I recently told you guys in a Boxycharm video that I got. And again, it's okay. I just got it. I still need to play with it some more, but it did not, using it again, make me think, oh, this is amazing. I need more of this right now. It didn't make me feel that way, and I'm sorry if this is your holy grail. I'm still working with it, but I really love my Essence Lash Princess line that they have. $4.99, and I do look like I have falsies on. It's kind of my jam right now. My lips that I'm using today are the Longwear Matte Lip Gloss. This is from Beauty Creations, and it smells like candy when I open it, but this is still pretty tacky, and I've had it on now for at least 40 minutes, I think. It's still kind of tacky. It's not really coming off though, but this is the one that I noticed patched off after a while of wear. So I'm gonna have to play around with it more, but I'm glad I'm giving it a second run to figure out if I need to declutter it or not. Oh, and two products that I put on even before the video started, the first time I was filming it, were the gold eye pads and the NCLA So Rich Cuticle Oil. This does smell really good, and I needed to do a touch up today on my nails. So I'm kind of curious to see how my second round with this goes. The eye pads did pretty good. They felt good at the end, but it's like I said, I don't really get bags under my eyes or anything at this point. So for me, that's just more of a fun little thing to do. But some things for sure have made me revisit things like, okay, I do kind of like this. This isn't my favorite highlighting palette, but I do like how it looks today, and I could easily use this on my eyes as well. I kind of forgot about this. I'm so tempted just to throw this in the trash can right now, unless some of you can tell me something redeeming about this palette in the comments below of how you can make it work. I struggled for far too long, to the point I took off all my makeup and redid this video. I mean, that's frustration. I remember the Winky Lux palette being a little bit more user-friendly than I found it to be today. I really liked this gold shade. These two shades kind of had some fallout, which was kind of obnoxious, but everything else was still pretty good. This one just falls off my radar because of the size, and in my palette drawer, it just kind of sneaks to the back. I'm glad I gave this another revisit. I just kind of need to think about some of these pieces and think in my second wave of thinking about it. What do I reach for? What do I use? And what is time to declutter? This isn't exactly a declutter video, but I'm definitely giving some things a second whirl, maybe reminding you guys of some things that you have in your collection as well. Do you still reach for any of these things on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or are these things that you're like, oh, I forgot about that. Let me go try it, or oh, I decluttered it because it never got better. Tell us in the comments below, because I'm super interested, because I have a feeling you're going to be seeing maybe a Boxycharm declutter soon. I love my Boxycharms, and I love getting quality makeup for $21 a month, but sometimes you get duds. I mean, really mad at this right now. Really, really mad. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you happen to be new to my channel, hi new friend, thank you so much for coming on this journey with us, and I hope you hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week. Bye friends!